Hi everyone! In this video, we'll be showcasing how to configure and run the MOS Oracle service, which is a service that integrates MOS contracts with oracles. Oracles are sources of real-world data in the blockchain. In a MOS contract, one might find it useful to have information related to exchange rates that could be informed by oracles like Charlie3 and Orfax, but there is no built-in construct for this in MOS. The MOS Oracle service comes to solve this problem by providing a backend that interacts with MOS contracts using a choice action and specific choice names determined by a convention. Let's take a look at how to configure. In this case, we have two files. In this env file, we are configuring our different environment variables, the whole things like the MOS runtime URL, and more confidential stuff, like our signing key, and either the Blockfrost or the Maestro tokens that will be used to query information from the blockchain. We also have this mosconfig JSON file, where we configure the MOS tags that the system will look for, and the different result methods, a simple address result methods with no on-chain validation, and then the Charlie3 and Orfax methods, where you have to configure information about the bridge validator that will check on-chain that you're using the correct oracle, and the specific feed that you want to use. Let me load my own environment variables from a Git stash that I have. And I can load the variables running the env file. Now I can run the MOS Oracle service using Node and specifying the path to our configuration file. We can see here that we are logging our current configuration to double check that everything is correct. In this case, the MOS Oracle service didn't find any MOS contracts that need Oracle input. So we can see that these lists are empty and the system is just waiting the configured 30 seconds to scan again. While we let this run, we can open a new terminal, load environment variables again just in case, and use this other run to deploy an example. In this case, we will be deploying a very simple MOS contract that requires input from the Charlie3 oracle. We are also specifying here, which MOS tag we want to use when deploying this contract. Here we can see that the contract is deployed, but seeing that it can be a while until the transaction is on chain, I will be using a different tag that I have pre-configured with different MOS contracts. So now the MOS Oracle service is restarting due to the change in configuration. We can see the new configuration being printed here, where we can see the Milestone 3 demo tag. We can see that the system has found all the contracts that has to be resolved with Orfax, with either Orfax, Charlie3, or the address method. Here the system has queried the different oracles and obtained the price that they are providing. And here we can see the transaction hash of the 3 different transactions that are resolving this. We can copy them and open in the Cardano Explorer to get more information. While we wait for the transactions to be on-chain, we can mention that the MOS Oracle service is completely open source, and you can find more information in our GitHub repo. Here we have a README explaining the different configuration files. And we also have this design document that explains in more detail how the system works, the different parts of the system, and also the on-chain validation. Let's check if the transactions are already on-chain. Here we can see the first transaction. This is using a very simple address result method. So there is no on-chain code being run apart from the Marlow code. This second one is using the Charlie3 oracle. We can see that we have the different reference inputs, and one of these is the Charlie3 feed. We are also running two contracts, the Marlow contract and our own bridge validator. We can hopefully see the same information here using the Orphax oracle. Where we have, in this case, the Orphax feed as a reference input. We also have the Marlow validator and our own bridge validator as reference scripts. And here we can see the scripts that were run, the Marlow code here and our bridge validator below. So this is a very basic overview of how to configure and run the Marlow Oracle service. I hope you find this useful, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the discussion section of the GitHub repo. See you!